are a lot of people who hate going into the ocean, me included. But if you ask anybody else, I'm sure the top reason would be sharks. Yes, that's the main reason they don't like to swim in open water. Now, when you look at the numbers, the chances of getting attacked by a shark really do depend on the place where you live. And mind you, there are plenty of other bad things that can happen to you before you get bitten by a shark. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't be so scared of these guys. Don't let them keep you from enjoying the ocean, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 10 animals that could defeat a shark. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Our first entry is hippos. The chances of a hippo coming face to face with a shark are very low. Hippos prefer freshwater habitats while sharks are usually in salt water. However, there are some places in the world where these two could meet, especially in some regions of Africa. And in case you haven't guessed it yet, the hippo's more likely to win this face-off. With their big bodies and their sharp teeth, they're considered some of the deadliest beasts on Earth, and are far more aggressive than a shark. Also, every year they kill around 500 people in Africa, and sometimes the way they do it is simply by sitting on their victims. Their skin is very thick, and it could easily stand the poor attempts of a shark trying to bite them. And hey, if they really wanted to, they could kill the shark by sitting on it or biting back. Our next entry is lions. There's no way that a lion's ever gonna have to worry about a shark. But let's say that the sharks evolve and are able to walk on land, or lions evolve and are able to swim in the ocean. Then we'd have to ask ourselves which one of these two would have a better chance of survival if they got into a fight. Honestly, this has the makings of another Asylum movie. Well, as we all know, lions are considered the kings of the jungle, but could they also be the kings of the ocean if they were able to swim? Probably not. Either way, it's safe to assume that they'd have a chance. They are responsible for at least 100 human deaths per year. Whenever they get a chance, they're gonna hunt and eat us humans. Their powerful bite is hardly matched by any other predator in the world, and with their agility, they could easily dodge the attacks of a shark and respond with a more powerful attack that could end the life of any threatening underwater predator. Our next entry is alligators. Speaking of huge bites, large jaws, and sharp teeth, we also have to consider the alligators. Along with the bears, alligators are among the animals that humans fear the most. And why is that, though? Well, it's because we're very likely to find them without any difficulty if we visit their habitats. And hey, if you live in Florida or in any other part of the south of the US, then you're more likely to see them without having to leave your house. Every now and then you'll read terrifying headlines and fun Instagram posts about people who find these animals in their homes. And an encounter with an alligator should not be taken lightly. They're wild predators ready to attack. Now, the good news is that they're only responsible for a handful of deaths per year. They don't kill as many humans as other animals do, but if you put them in front of a shark, they might be able to easily kill the aquatic beast or at least put on a very strong fight. Our next entry is elephants. Elephants are massive, but they're also just so gentle. Unless they're mad, of course. Sometimes, though, these mammals kill other creatures by accident, and they're so big that they can destroy a person or an animal by simply stepping or sitting on them. Heck, when you think about that, no wonder they're responsible for more than 100 human deaths every year. For that reason alone, it's safe to assume that they could easily destroy a shark if they ever came in close contact with one of these predators. And I know, you're probably thinking, but the shark can bite the elephant. And sure, you're right, the shark does have a jaw big enough to bite the elephant, but the elephant would probably just run away and accidentally step on the shark before the predator even gets a chance to open its jaws that wide. Our next entry is whales. And this is the part where the video starts to make sense. We're now talking about animals that have already defeated a shark and share space with it. We start with the whales. Of course, if you know anything about whales and sharks, and you know that the orca, or the killer whale, is the only natural predator to the great white shark. That shark that everyone is so scared about. However, there is some evidence that suggests that other whales might also eat sharks. One person at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution in Massachusetts reported the sight of a large shark in the stomach of a sperm whale. And this is from a sperm whale that they caught in the Azores. The most surprising thing about this finding was that the shark inside that whale was probably a great white, or at least a basking shark. Now, sperm whales aren't known for eating sharks, but the ones they eat are usually small. So finding a large shark inside their stomachs was kind of a big deal. As of today, it's still hard to tell how often sperm whales predate on sharks, but one thing is for sure, sharks aren't so safe down there after all. Our next entry is dolphins. If the underwater world was a high school classroom, then the dolphins would probably be that one bright student who always gets everything right, while sharks would be the bullies who don't want to be in class and just want to cause trouble. And in this scenario, the dolphins would also be the ones who put sharks in their place. What makes dolphins superior to sharks is their teamwork. They stick together in pods and defend each other from shark attacks by chasing and ramming them. On some occasions, though, we've even witnessed how some dolphins save people's lives. They look like nice and kind animals, but they're always ready to put up a fight for the ones that they care about. And if one of them is injured or is vulnerable to attacks, the other dolphins will stay around to make sure everyone is safe. For that reason, if a big shark finds itself among a pod of angry dolphins, then the shark should swim away. There's no way a shark can win a fight against these smart animals. Our next entry is mollusks. Even small animals can fight sharks. Don't believe me, but just watch snails, limpets, slugs, and whelks drill holes on some shark eggs. And yes, I know that not all sharks lay eggs, but the ones who do are vulnerable to being attacked by a mollusk. Sure, it's probably not the same as being attacked by a big animal, but I'm sure adult sharks don't appreciate having their little ones being attacked by smaller animals. And the reason that mollusks break into these eggshells is to feed on all the nutrients found inside those eggs. Pretty sad and devastating for adult sharks, but it's a big feast for the mollusks. Our next entry is prehistoric creatures. There were at least 5 different prehistoric creatures that could easily defeat a shark if they were still alive today. One of them is the Liopleurodon. Its name literally translates into smooth-sided teeth, and it's said that the 21-foot-long predator was one of the largest oceanic creatures in the Jurassic era. Sometimes people do exaggerate the size of this animal, with some sources claiming that it was way bigger than what it actually was. But still, even if it was only 20 feet long and weighed only 2 tons, it was still big enough to be one of the top predators of its time. Then there's also the Tanystropheus, which lived during the Triassic period. It was also 20 feet long, but at least half of that length was made up of its neck. Scientists believe that this creature was either aquatic or at least semi-aquatic, and its sharp and interlocking teeth, it was able to eat all types of fish, including sharks. And then of course we have the famous Megalodon, which some people believe is still alive today, even though it's been considered extinct for more than 2 million years. Any living shark wouldn't stand a chance against this majestic beast, and it's said that the Megalodon was 2 times the length of the great white shark, and its bite force was 10 times greater than any of the sharks we have in the ocean today. With many prehistoric creatures like these, there's no way that sharks would be as powerful and scary as they are today. We'd have bigger animals to worry about. Now it's time for the day's best pick. As we come to the end of this video, there are still 2 other creatures that sharks need to be careful about. These 2 are perhaps the ones they need to fear the most, and the picture I chose for the day gives us a glimpse of one of those creatures. You also might be questioning if that's just a shark in the picture, but you might be right on one thing, because our entry is shark versus shark. Believe it or not, a creature that is more likely to kill a shark is simply another shark. It is known that a lot of times larger sharks end up eating their smaller kin. This behavior, however, is not unique to them. There are plenty of other animals that do this, including the rays and the alligators. And then there are sharks like the tiger sharks and the great whites that'll take an opportunity to prey on smaller sharks such as the requiem and the dogfish, which are much smaller species. Overall though, smaller sharks are as vulnerable as any other small animal in the ocean. If they don't watch their backs, they could easily be attacked by some of their relatives. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Our last entry is humans. We finish our list with the most dangerous creature of them all. One that poses a threat not only to sharks, but to pretty much any animal in the world. I'm talking, of course, about humans. As of today, we are the most dangerous predator and threat to every single shark on this planet. Humans are considered responsible for the latest decline in the numbers of sharks and rays that inhabit our oceans. This is mostly due to commercial fishing and trawling, which is done for restaurants to have shark steaks and other dishes such as rock salmon, which is like fish and chips, but with shark meat. Also, sometimes sharks are killed by accident when fishermen are trying to get a hold of other animals. If none of these activities are regulated, the number of sharks will only keep decreasing. Yes, I know they can be dangerous and scary, but that's not the reason for us to be mean and get rid of them. The oceans still need the sharks and we should protect them. In the end though, it seems like sharks are as scared of us just like we're scared of them. We can only hope that the future is brighter for this amazing animal. Are you afraid of sharks? Have you ever seen one in the open ocean? Let us know in the comment section down below. With all that said and done, that's our video for the day, folks, and I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.